ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादां सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखावितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तबिंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we request all the devotees to open their videos. We'll start with the sloka recitation. पुरुषः प्रकृतोस्थो हि भुङ्क्ते प्रकृतिजान् गुणान् कारणं गुणसङ्गस्य सदसद्योनिजन्मसु उपद्रष्टानुमन्ता च भर्ता भोक्ता महेश्वरः परमात्मेति चाप्युक्तो देह अस्मिन् पुरुषः परा मां च यो व्यभिचारेण भक्तियोगेन सेवते सगुणान् समतीत्येतान् ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते ममेवांसो जीवलोके जीवभूत सनातना मनसष्ठानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तः स्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदविद् एव चाहम् ब्रह्मभूत प्रसन्नात्मा न शोचति न काङ्क्षति समसर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्ति लभते पराम् भक्त्या मामभिजानाति यावन्यश्चास्मि तत्त्वतः ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा विशते तदनन्तरम् मन्मना भव मद्भक्तो मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु ममेवा मामेव यस्यसि सत्यं ते प्रतिजाने प्रियोऽसि मे सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वां सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुच। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So almost more than a month, mm, we have been doing book distribution or many other sevas and away from our learning of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, this course. So again, this third unit, I will just make a brief recap of 13th chapter and then 14th chapter beginning, and then we will continue. So the 13th chapter, the nature, the enjoyer, and the consciousness. So every chapter has a relation with previous one, some questions or some insight given by Krishna in previous chapter, which becomes the seed for question to be asked in the next chapter by Arjuna. Or Arjuna asks some question in previous chapters and Krishna just gives him some hint and then goes to next chapter to elaborate those questions. Okay. So this nature, enjoyer, and consciousness. This chapter begins with 6 questions asked by Arjuna. What is Prakriti? What is Purusha? What is Kshetra? What is Kshetragya? What is Jnanam? What is Geyam? So Prakriti means material nature and Purusha means the enjoyer. Kshetra means this field of activity. And Kshetragya means the knower of the field of activity. Jnana means the knowledge and the Geya means the object of knowledge. So then Krishna, this is the first verse of 13th chapter. And then Krishna begins with answering. from the second verse. So what he says, what is the Kshetra? Kshetra is the body. This body is a Kshetra, and Kshetragya is a soul. And then Krishna adds in the next verse that he is also Kshetragya. Kshetragyam chapi mam vidhi. Know me also to be a Kshetragya. So Prabhupada clearly mentions that this Kshetragya is different from ourself. It means Paramatma and Atma are separate. They are not one. And then Krishna mentions that Jnanam. What is the Jnanam? Kshetra Kshetragyor Jnanam. One who knows about Kshetra and Kshetragya both, this is called Jnana. Okay? This is called Jnana. So now Kshetra comes this body, or you can say 24 elements, their interactions. And then Kshetragya is a spirit soul as well as the super soul. It means Jeev Jagat Jagadishwar. If anyone knows about these three things, then he is called knowledgeable person, or he has the knowledge. Then Krishna mentions about the more detail about Kshetra and Kshetragya. What is the composition of Kshetra? What is the quality of Kshetra? What are the changes which are brought in the Kshetra? What are the origin of this Kshetra? And what is the identity of the Kshetragya? What is the power of Kshetragya? So like that, he gives in one shloka, fourth shloka, and then Krishna quotes the authorities, which mentions all about these things. Then Krishna mentions about the Jnanam. So 20 elements of knowledge. So what do you mean by Jnanam? Jnanam means the qualities. Okay. So Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Ahimsa, Santi, Arjun. So 13.8 to 13.20, sorry, 12, 13.12, it is about Jnanam. So Jnanam already is mentioned. Now he's basically mentioning Jnanam, the process of knowledge. Or you can also say qualities which are obtained after having knowledge. Then later he explains 13 to 19 verses. What is the Gayam, object of knowledge? So see, Jnanam, we just now learned that Kshetra Kshetragyor Jnanam. One who knows about Kshetra and Kshetragya, that is called Jnanam. Okay? Or he is in knowledge. Now here again, when you talk about object of knowledge, the same thing, na? Object of knowledge should be same thing. Yeah. Okay. Like you can say term and concept. Concept and term. So some concept is there and term is there to explain that concept. Like it's a handle of a suitcase. So handle of a suitcase is like a term and suitcase is like a concept. So to carry the concept, you need a handle of suitcase. Okay. So you need a term. So in the similar way, knowledge and the object of knowledge. So object of knowledge is like a suitcase and knowledge itself is like a handle. So how to understand the object of knowledge? You need to have certain terms, certain books to read, certain lessons to hear, certain qualities to develop, like that. Then you can know about the object of knowledge. So what is the object of knowledge? Same thing. Object of knowledge means one should know about this Prakriti, Purusha, both, or basically Kshetra, Kshetragya, both of them. And it means Jeev, Jagat, Jagadishwar. So all these things are called again as a object of knowledge. So one has to know all these things. Okay. Uh, then Krishna mentions about, and by knowing that knowledge, by knowing the object of knowledge, what happens? One becomes liberated. And then Krishna explains about the uh, Brahman, qualities of the Brahman, and then Para Brahman, the super soul. And then 26 to 20 to 26 sloka, Krishna mentions about Prakriti and Purusha and their union. So Prakriti and Purusha are eternal, but their manifestation of Prakriti is temporary, but it is also eternal, Prakriti. So therefore the word used is Anadi. So Anadi word is used. They are beginningless. So Prakriti, Purusha both are beginningless. Now, what is the role of Prakriti? Prakriti is a cause for all the, or you can say Prakriti is the cause for all the cause and effect which are happening in material nature, that is caused by Prakriti. It means Prakriti is a doer for cause and effect. Okay. Then what about the Atma? The Atma is a cause for experiencing happiness and distress in this world because he is interacting. Okay. So Prakriti is a cause for all the cause and effect in this world, and Atma is also the cause for his own suffering and happiness. Basically, he's experiencing those things. So he's cause for why he's cause? Because he has chosen this option of serving material nature and not serving Krishna. So he is cause for his happiness and distress, and Prakriti is a cause for all the cause and effects which are happening in the material nature. Okay. And in that again, the combining thing is, you can say, devatas. So that is called karta, kartra, kartritve. Karya karan kartritve. So karya means prakriti. So prakriti is doing the karya, means cause and effect. Eh? And karana. So because of karya, what is the karana? What karana is happening? Jiva is experiencing happiness and distress. And who is in between? Who is causing all this things to work? Hmm? Senses to work, mind to work. So all these, then they are presiding deities. That is called kartitve. Hmm? So therefore, Prakriti, then we as a soul, and then presiding deities. So these three interactions are going on. So then now here we are discussing relationship between Prakriti and Purusha, how the union has happened. Now another thing, in next chapter, in 14th chapter, Krishna is going to tell, I have made this union happen. Okay. It's not that Jiva has somehow fallen from somewhere and somehow this material world has captured the Jiva and then started torturing the Jiva. No. Krishna has made this thing happen. How? Tasam mahad tasam brahma mahad yonir aham bija pradapita. I have impregnated the material nature, Krishna says. So when there is a Pradhan, in Pradhan Krishna glances, with that glance he impregnates material nature with Jiva and Kala Sakti. Jiva has karma and Swabhava, covering of karma and Swabhava. And Kala Sakti also Krishna sends inside. And then Pradhan, when it becomes impregnated with these two things, then Pradhan changes to Prakriti and Mahatattva. Okay. So Pradhan is a state when it is not agitated. Prakriti is like a Mahatattva is like a delivery is happening. Somebody gets impregnated. So then there's a medieval stage, intermediate stage, and then there's a final state. So ultimate is delivery happens, child comes out, and intermediate state is then the the lady is pregnant. So that is called Prakriti. And the beginning state is like a maiden girl. She's not impregnated. So that is like Pradhan. So this is the difference between Pradhan, Prakriti, and Mahatattva. Many times Pradhan and Mahatattva are taken similar, but this is a difference actually, because till the Mahatattva development does not happen, means Prakriti does not create anything. And from Pradhan till Mahatattva, everything is happening inside the Prakriti, nothing is coming out. So that's why many times it is taken similar. But this is the difference what we are discussing here. Okay. Now, uh, so how the Jiva has come into this situation? Purushah prakrito stho hi bhunkte prakriti jan guna. Karanam gunasangosya sadasad yoni janmasu. Whatever birth somebody is taking, either that is a pious birth or impious birth, that pious birth also happens in a animal species and human species. In every species there is a pious species and there is a impious. Like kawa, crow is an impious bird, and swan is a pious bird. Dog is an impious animal, and cow is a pious animal. In the similar way, human beings also, hmm, those who are born in Brahman families, they are pious, and those who are born in Sudra or lesser than that, they are impious people. So in every species, there are pious and impious. How that pious impious birth has taken place? Because of choices one has made in one's life to associate with the different kinds of modes. So karanam guna sango asya. The jiva has selected some guna to associate with, and that is why he is taking birth in a sad and or asad yoni. Hmm? And why he has associated with guna? Because he wanted to enjoy. Hmm? Purusha prakrito istho. He bhunkte. He wanted to enjoy prakriti. Okay. So this is a cause why Krishna has made this union happen between a Jiva, who is also called a Purusha, and the Prakriti. So this union of Purusha and Prakriti has been made by Krishna because Purusha wanted to enjoy Prakriti, and that's why this has been made. And he, after this union has been made, and he is associating with certain modes, then he cannot change his decision. Once he has done it, then he has to suffer and enjoy according to the decision he has made or and the action he has taken. Okay. So if he has associated with the tamoguna, then he will be born in an animal species. Rajoguna, then madhyastha, he will be born as a human, passionate human. And if he is associated with satuguna, then he will become demigod. So like that. The real Purusha is a super soul. We are imitation Purusha. We are basically also Prakriti. Krishna mentions in 7th chapter. Aparayamitastvayana Prakriti Vidhi me param. So there is another Prakriti which is superior to this material nature. That is Para Prakriti. That we all. So we are Prakriti, but we want to imitate Krishna. So we are imitation Purusha. That's why the real Purusha is super soul. So that, so when Purusha and Prakriti, when Krishna was explaining, so then he explains about the Purusha, the real Purusha. So what is his activities? Upadrashtanumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwara. He is the real bhokta. And we are, when we he's saying we are bhunkte, we want to enjoy Prakriti, then we are entrapped by Prakriti. When he wants to enjoy, he is a bhokta. He is not entrapped by any Prakriti. He has his own Prakriti. He will not be entrapped. So this is the difference between him and us. Then how to see Paramatma, this real Purusha? There are methods like Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, and Ashtanga Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. So these things Krishna mentions. Then 27 to 35, shloka in previous chapter, uh, the vision of knowledge, Jnana Chakshu. Now, ultimately, every literature or every Vedic literature is focused on liberation of the Jiva. So in this section, what should be the Jnana Chakshu? How one should see the whole world. All after knowing everything like Kshetragya, Jnana, Geya, Purusha, Prakriti, what one should be doing. So then, one should know about the Paramatma, he is equipoised, and about his qualities. And one who knows about such Paramatma, then he does not degrade from his position. So one has to clearly see Paramatma, Prakriti, and Jiva in a clear aspect. With a clear aspect one has to see. One should not be bewildered. So here it is mentioned like soul is a non-doer and is not entangled. But we are just now reading that soul is entangled. Then why it is said that soul is non-doer and not entangled? In constitution, the soul is superior to material nature and it cannot be entangled. And it cannot be doer also because soul's activities are spiritual. Its activity can never be material. Only when soul imagines himself to be product of matter, then whatever he is imagining, that all appears to be material. But actually, the soul's activities are spiritual because he himself is spiritual. Uh, so, like a person who's a dreaming and a person who's awake. A dreaming person is not taken seriously. Like even in the court cases, also if somebody is mentally retarded, even he murders also, then he's not hanged because he's given some medication and understood that he's a पागल. वो पागल है तो उसको कुछ मतलब नहीं है. तो जब सोल पागल हो जाता है, so उसको सीरियस नहीं लेना चाहिए. So when soul in actuality is a non-doer and he is not entangled. Okay. And soul does not mix with matter. This is his constitution. Any time in any future, it can never happen that soul will mix with matter. And soul is the main cause of consciousness in the whole body. So this is very, very important. It is mentioned here that consciousness is not matter because it's mentioned that soul is a cause of consciousness and soul never mixes with matter. It means what? Soul is never matter. Then how the science can say that consciousness comes from matter? So the Bhagavad Gita itself refutes this such understanding. So therefore, they should read Bhagavad Gita first. The Fala-Shruti Kshetra Kshetrajnyor evam antaram jnanam chakshusha bhut prakriti moksham cha ye vidur yanti te param. So those who see with the eyes of knowledge the difference between body and the knower of the body also understand the process of liberation from bondage in the material nature and attain the supreme goal. So such a nice and simple way of explaining this very complicated concept. So Lord is explaining in such a nice way so that we all can understand. What is soul, what is super soul, what is prakriti, how we are entrapped, and how we can come out of it. So we can come out of it by knowing the nature of all these three things. Then comes the 14th chapter. So Krishna, as he had glorified chapter 7, chapter 9, chapter 10, he is explaining that, okay, what I'm explaining, Arjuna, now to you, it is a very, very special knowledge. It's a rahasyam, and it's a guhya tamam jnanam. So, but in spiritual world, everything starts with the best. So therefore, this knowledge which Krishna is thinking, oh, this is, I have explained so many things to Arjuna. Now, this knowledge is also very nice. So that is why he's glorifying even this section also. That this section is also very wonderful for you to learn. So this we have discussed with certain sloka. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Parabhuya Pravakshami Jnananam Jnanuttamam. See, Jnana Uttamam. This is Uttam Jnanam. Yaj Gyatva Munaya Sarve Param Siddhim Itogata. So one who knows this, he will get supreme perfection. Now it's not that this is only sloka spoken in Bhagavad Gita. Even previous chapter also he mentioned that one who knows Kshetra Kshetragyor, Prakriti Purusha, all this Jnanam, he can attain liberation. So what we should understand that knowledge as a package is given and then as a detail also is given. So here Krishna will explaining certain now Prakriti, in Prakriti only the Satgun, Rajagun, Tamagun comes. Yes. So now in previous chapter he explained about Prakriti Purusha. But now in this chapter he is going to explain about how three moods are working, which is very, very important. Like uh, when we see, like we ourselves seeing some vehicle and mechanic who repairs the vehicle, when he sees the vehicle and when we see the vehicle, there's a difference. Yes, he sees the vehicle, he can find the fault, what is the fault inside the vehicle, why it's not running properly. When we see the vehicle, we cannot find out what is the problem. Yes, so even though in front of us the vehicle is there, we don't have knowledge. So we need detailed knowledge to understand what is the problem. In the similar way, Krishna, even though we know now a little bit about Prakriti Purusha, but how the Prakriti captures the living entity and how living entity takes different birth. So now we have to know more in detail, like a mechanic knows. So then Krishna explains this more further here. So this is very, very important chapter. Basically, this is a Gyan Yoga section where uh, to attain Krishna Prema is a highest goal, ultimate goal. But that ultimate goal is like a big watermelon. If you want to eat, you have to cut it in small pieces. Mm. So we should have regular goals in our life. So that is, I am caught up in tamoguna, I am caught up in rajoguna. So small steps of advancement in our life will help us to achieve the final destination. Mm. It's not that we are going to jump. When Prabhupada says by simply doing devotion service, one immediately crosses the beyond the modes. Uh, but how many times we are beyond the modes when we are doing even devotional service? Mm. So for that also it requires our consciousness has to be free from uh, you can say contaminated motives. And with that, with unadulterated devotional service for longer period of time, then we get rid of these modes. So it takes some time to come out. And in that time, we may not be always conscious. So we can be conscious with this knowledge. Oh, I am in this mode, so I have to get out. Actually, as we have a three path, yoga path, Ashtang Yoga, then Jnana Marg, then Karma Marg, and there's the Bhakti Marg. So the solution for everything can be in all these three marga. How you have to control your mind in different marga. And there will be some milestone also to achieve. Now, as we know, the mind becomes the most important faculty to control is in Ashtanga Yoga. In Yoga Marg, when there's Ashtanga Yoga, where because a person has to sit down at one place and meditate on super soul. So that time mind has to be fully controlled. Otherwise, mind cannot focus on super soul. And once mind reaches meditate on super soul, then he has become freed from this world already. So now, in sixth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna mentions shane shane. Slowly, what one has to do, one has to, while he is in meditation, one has to, with the conviction of his intelligence or determination of his intelligence, he has to bring the mind away from material desires and focus on the Atma. Slowly, one has to do that. That is what he mentions. So this is how, as we had learned in second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, what is the definition of Isthita Pragya? Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. All the material desires, this is the Pragya, he does not give any heed to it. He just rejects all material desires. And he focuses on Atma. But how he does, and that's why he's called Isita Pragya. His Pragya, his intelligence is fixed up. Now in sixth chapter, Krishna is saying, through his intelligence with determination, he brings the mind out of the material desires and fixes the mind on Atma. In this way, he has to again do all such things. Because see, mind is full of desires. Okay. And until then, desires are there, mind will be agitated. Mind will be agitated because they are desires. And desires means they will provoke some action. So, what is the connection between desires and mind? Like, uh, mind has a capability to smell the desires. Like if you keep some rasgulla nearby you, what you'll do after some time you'll eat it, because you have a nose, you have a eyes, so you can see rasgulla near to you, and then you want to experience. So you have a senses ready to experience that rasgulla. In the similar way, mind can access desire, and it can take out whatever to be done, what is to be done next. So mind can access those desires. So whenever there are desires in the mind will want to enjoy. Okay, already. So mind will want to enjoy. Then how? Through karma indriya, through some actions. Okay, this we have a karma indriya. So how the Gyan Indriya and Karma Indriya function? So Gyan Indriya means they will capture some knowledge from outside world and they'll give to the mind. Now this is what I have captured. And mind will then process that. Okay, now this is like I am seeing some rasgulla. Okay, so my eyes is giving knowledge to mind. Now here in this shop, rasgulla is there, and then mind will then function. Okay, now rasgulla is there. I want to eat that, and then he will tell the hands that you go inside the pocket and take out the money, and he will tell the legs, now you go and to the shop and purchase now. Okay, so in between these all things, intelligence can also come, because intelligence is a deciding factor. Okay, so intelligence may say, oh, there is no money in the pocket. Hmm. Or that shop is very far, or so many people are standing in the line. If I go there, then it will take a lot of time. So intelligence can tell the eyes that you see so many lines, so many people are standing. How can you go there? Or I don't have money also. So like that, the intelligence and mind functions. So mind, uh, basically, it produces the desires. After taking the input, it wants to enjoy, and so intelligence has to decide, and it has to give direction to the senses. Sometimes it happens that without asking, intelligence mind understands it's a default. I will give the sanction to my senses that senses should go and enjoy. That's why many times intelligence does not work and mind only works. So then mind makes the senses mad. Hmm. When sometimes what happens, very, very enjoyable object comes in front of a living entity, then he becomes like, intelligence becomes like a bleak, totally blind person. Intelligence becomes totally blind. And mind just produces the desire, and then he waits for a small time whether intelligence has to say something. And like Dhruv Maharaj father did not say anything to the Suniti, and then Dhruva understood my father is henpecked, and then he became very angry and he left. He ran towards his mother Suniti. So in that small moment, all these things happened because he was henpecked. In the similar way, when intelligence is so much henpecked with the mind, so then many times it does not desire to take any action or does not have any discrimination. So then mind only takes the decision. Okay, senses, now go and enjoy immediately. So this becomes the issue actually. Hmm. So in all these functioning, there are modes active. See, now we are discussing about mind and intelligence. What is the function of modes? Oh, these are the modes only which are pulling the mind and intelligence, everything. Huh? Yes. So how the mind is working, not by itself, by the modes it is working. If the mind itself is in Sattva, then mind will not desire such enjoyment also. If mind is in Rajoguna, Tamoguna, then it will desire such things. I want to enjoy, I want to enjoy, I want to enjoy. So that is why how the mind is also working or intelligence also working, we have to understand. Hmm. And Krishna mentions actually कि we can be in transcendence by use of our intelligence. When we use our intelligence to make right choices in our life, hmm, keeping the mind separate from sense gratification or all the such desires which invoke mind to enjoy, we have to keep the desires away and keep the fresh desire or good desires or transcendental desires to serve Krishna. When we replace such things, when we always advise the mind, always keep some control upon the mind, so then what happens at that time? That is called my intelligence is helping mind to fix on Atma. That is what mentioned here. Sanay Shane. Intelligence should help. But when intelligence can do that, when intelligence is strong with the knowledge, with the determination, with conviction, Vyavasaya Atmika Buddhi, when intelligence is fixed on certain purpose, when intelligence is fixed on purpose, Vyavasaya Atmika Buddhi, Eke hai Kurunandana, that time he will not allow mind to go anywhere. It will give some good replacement for all material objects or material desires. Okay. So, choosing our position, which mode we are going to choose at what time, it is all our responsibility. Modes will always fight. Like in the daytime, the passion is quite prevalent. So then if passion is quite prevalent, then we have to be strong with our goodness resources, so that we should not be defeated by passion, because generally the passion will defeat, because any mode, it is said in Bhagavatam 7th canto, all the three modes are fighting. Even here also mentioned, they're always fighting with each other. Sometimes goodness wants to come up, sometimes passion wants to come up. But how they will come up? They will come up according to their assistance. If they get morning time, so morning time passion and ignorance goes down, only goodness comes. Mm. And so we have to wake up early in the morning so that we can take advantage of goodness. If somebody is not waking up early in the morning and then he wants to be in goodness, that is impossible, because he is not investing any. Like if somebody wants to become rich, he has to invest money in proper bank or proper business. Yes. But he simply wants to be rich and does not want to invest, does not know where to invest. So how is it possible? So opportunity is to wake up early in the morning and invest time to associate with the goodness. The more one associates, the more one gets empowered. Mm. And then that will help us in other times of the day. Mm. At the same time, it is not a license after educating or educating in the mode of goodness or associating with mode of goodness, that other times we can be lax. No, mind is always our enemy and friend. Mm. A majority times it is our enemy actually. So we have to understand about it. So this knowledge Krishna is giving here. Sukaranam gunasangasya sadasa yoni janmasu. Okay. Idam jnanam upashritya mam sandharmya agatah sarge api nopajayante pralaye na vyathasanti. Now Krishna is mentioning, who knows this knowledge, become fixed in this knowledge, he can attain my nature. And then so this is very, very important. One who is fixed up in this knowledge, he is not affected by any kind of creation or dissolution. Our body is created. Why? Because we are not fixed in knowledge. Atma is not fixed in knowledge. So Atma has to take next birth. And that is what Krishna is mentioning. So here knowledge means surely the perfection of knowledge is devotional service. So one who is not fixed in devotional service, he will take next birth, surely, because he is not fixed up. So that is what Krishna is mentioning. One who is fixed up in this knowledge, he will never take birth. Even the dissolution happen. Like Narad Muni in Bhagavatam, first canto, fifth chapter, sixth chapter. So there it is mentioned, when Narad Muni uh, he met Bhaktivedantas, and then when they left, Bhaktivedantas, when they left, and then Narad Muni mother died, and Narad Muni left for north direction, and there he started meditating in the forest on the super soul, by the method given by Bhaktivedantas, and he could see the Paramatma, but then Paramatma, the Lord, disappeared, and then he said that you are uh, Kuyogi Nam, you are not free from material dirt, or hmm, Abhipak Kashayanam. Okay, Koyogina means you are not complete in your material service towards me. Matlab, you have not become purified totally, or not complete in service, and it is called Abhipak Kashaya. So Abhipak Kashaya means you have not, Kashaya means material dirt. So you have not become free from material dirt, and you have not been totally engaged in my service, Kuyogina. So that's why you cannot see me. That is what Lord says there. But surely Acharya says that Narad Muni was already purified, he was at level of the bhava. But Lord wanted to intensify his attachment more. So he said these things. So Lord is very gambhir. Whatever he says, it's not like literally we can understand. We have to understand from the purpose of Acharya. He's a gambhir person. Gambhir means one does not reveals his internal thinking. Okay. So that time, the Narad Muni, after he sees the Lord, and then Lord says, I will not come back again to give you darshan. Next life, when you get purified, you can see me all the time. So then Narad Muni passes his life chanting, hearing, and not becoming envious with the people, remaining humble. And then he gives up his body. So it is mentioned, once he gives up the body, immediately he gets the spiritual body. And after he gets the spiritual body, that time pralaya happens. and then he has to go because Brahmaji sleeps that time. Brahma night comes, and then he has to go into the body of Garbhodakshai Vishnu. And then when he goes into the body, and the next when Brahma wakes up and creates the universe again, so then he again is born, but he's not born with a material body because already he has got his spiritual body. It means once who is free from ignorance of this material world, one who has become freed, and he has got his spiritual body. Surely one who has become freed means he will get his spiritual body. So then he will not again take birth, or knowledge will not be destroyed with the destruction of this pralay, or pralay happens, or then uthan or sthiti pralay. Srijan, sthiti, pralay. So whether creation or destruction, whatever may happen, the soul who has got its spiritual body will not be disturbed by all such things. That is what mentioned here. मम योनिर्महद् ब्रह्म तस्मिन् गर्भं दधाम्यहम् संभवः सर्वभूतानां ततो भवति भारत. This was what I was saying. Ki Krishna has only brought this Purusha, we all Purusha, and Prakriti together. How? By impregnating Prakriti with all of us. So Prakriti is our mother, but father is Krishna. Okay. So that is why it's mentioned, like here, one example is given: a scorpion lays its egg in a pile of rice. Somebody, like someone can think, this is one of the Nyaya also, that even the scorpion lays the egg in the rice. Some people think that rice is the cause of birth of a scorpion child. But no, a scorpion child is not born from the rice, but from the eggs laid by a scorpion. Yes. So in a similar way, scientists they think that, oh, from matter, this material body is there, and with certain combination of matter, the life comes. So then they think that this matter is only the cause of birth of the spirit. This is their foolishness. This is same thing what is mentioned here. This is foolishness. So Maya, material nature, like when uh, father impregnates a mother, so then at that time there is a mention in the third canto how the ovum and sperm they come together, and then there is a certain plump is formed, certain skin is formed, then it becomes pea-like structure, then slowly eyes, then the hands, then the legs. So it all happens till the 6 7 month. It all happens. Okay. So first comes the external body, then comes the internal muscles and the bones, then the blood. So these are developed later. First comes the external body. Okay, in the womb of a mother. So now from external view, it is seen that everything started from a plump, from a flesh, little bit flesh, some secretion and then flesh. So then one can think that okay, everything is coming from flesh or some secretion. So this is not the reality actually. So this is what it is mentioned. There is soul there. If the soul is not present there, then there is no question of any plump or no question of any formation of body. The body will not be formed only if there is no soul. Finish. Like another example can be given, Prabhupada used to say many times, like the dead body is there. Howsoever chemicals you can provide to a medical doctor and tell that just made this person alive, he cannot make the person alive because there is life is separate from chemical. And even if you put many chemicals or whatever necessary chemicals which are required, what are lacking inside, still he will not be alive. So that is why we have to understand very clearly this thing. What Bhagavad Gita is mentioning is mentioning the ignorance of our modern science actually. How the modern science is so ignorant. Like we are advancing in artificial world. Artificial intelligence has come. So it is that's why it's named artificial because it's not natural intelligence. It's artificial intelligence. It's not given by nature. Like we have been given some intelligence by the nature. Okay, and somebody else provides you something like that is called artificial. So that is not our pride. We should not be proud of our artificial intelligence. We should be proud of our natural intelligence. And if we are becoming dull-headed, like if machines are becoming stronger physically or whatever, in production. They are producing a lot, and humans are becoming weaker. So we are becoming weaker day by day, and machines are becoming smarter and better day by day. So we should be worried about our own situation, because we are becoming weaker, and we are becoming more and more dependent on machines. So we should not say human advancement, we should say machine advancement. Like the day AI was invented, people stopped thinking. They're not thinking. The day calculators were invented, the people stopped calculation. The day vehicles were invented, then people stopped walking. Means the tendency stopped developing actually. So we are becoming weaker and weaker. Hmm? And as we know, if you want to develop any natural object, then we have to follow the process. Like if I have to learn something, I have to repeat the thing again and again, so that it will make some impression in my mind. And that's why I remember something. Okay. If I want to make my body strong, then I have to do some exercise, eh, of that way, so that the energy comes and stays at my hand here. So then this part will become swollen. Yes, biceps, triceps, because I have made the energy of my body come at this place. Okay. So in the similar way, if I want to make my mind strong, then the muscles of mind has to be made strong. And for that, it has to be activated first. If a person does not think only, if AI has come, AI can give all the solutions, then he will not think only. So his mental muscles will become rotten, and he'll become weaker and weaker. But these foolish scientists, they don't understand. Hmm. They have to simply earn money by selling our weakness. Hmm. So like that. Hmm. So this is the thing actually. Nobody's thinking about it. Everybody's thinking that we are advancing. Machines are advancing. We are not advancing. Hmm. So this is and that is why another thing is, by making physical advancement, there's a difference between physical and mental advancement, or even psychological advancement. So, fortunately, the God has made the system in this way. Like physically, we can show off so many things. Okay, outside we can show off, but internally, we all, at least we understand, I'm going wrong. And if the person is conscience is dead also, मतलब उसका मर गया अंदर का पूरा, उसने बहुत गड़बड़ काम किए, तो ठीक है, still as a soul he is a pure person, but as a body and mind he is a contaminated person. So he may not be knowing anything what he is doing wrong. Then he needs some guru to tell what you are doing. Like Angulimal was awakened by Lord Buddha. Hippies were awakened by Srila Prabhupada. So those who are dead from inside also, they are awakened by some guru, powerful guru. Yes. And those common humans who are at least awakened from inside, and they might be showing off outside because of external situation of the world. So then God has made this situation that you may show off out externally, but internally you will not be happy. Internally you will not be happy. You cannot show off inside also. That is not possible. So, so then modern humans are understanding that, they are understanding internally that actually we are going wrong. But what to be done? We cannot do, we cannot change much, because we also like to enjoy like that. So we are habituated, we are addicted, and we don't have good options to look for, because this is the age of Kali. So that's why spirituality and the values, it comes into picture. Values basically connect external to internal. If you do good, you feel good. If you do bad, you feel bad. This is called values. And now people are doing bad and thinking good. It is not possible. It is not possible, because this has to be linked properly. And because of the dharma and the values have gone away. And what is the function of yoga? Yoga basically connects the soul with internal, external, and go with God. So all these things get connected. Our senses get means controlled. Our mind become peaceful. Then we can focus on Paramatma. So this is a yoga, basically connecting everything together. But before we go to the yoga, Krishna mentions yukta hara vihara se yukta chesta se karma so, means one has to first regulate his life. One has to first live like a human. क्या खाना है, क्या पीना है, कैसे जीना है, धर्म को तो पालन नहीं, तो प्रभुपाद यूज्ड टू से विदाउट फॉलोइंग वर्णाश्रम धर्म ह्यूमन इज एन एनिमल ओनली, ही इज नॉट अ ह्यूमन. So dharma means first he has to make internal and external peaceful. Then he can go for yoga. This is very, very important. So modern science is making us reach nowhere. It is simply degrading the whole human society. It is just by making some external propaganda. Externally we are advancing. Neither they are improving education, nor they are improving lifestyle of people, nor they are making any holistic improvement. Nothing they are making. They are just making some, you can say, adjustment. After one mistake, they will say send some update. Then now we have done something. Now they'll send another update. We have done something. So people are already in confusion, and they want to keep them in confusion. So they keep on sending updates. One update, another update, another update, and they're not going to say we are going on the wrong way. So by sending so many updates, people will understand tomorrow will reach on the right path. That will never happen. Right path will never reach because the goal is only material advancement. Goal is only to enjoy body, which is never the purpose of this creation. Purpose of creation we are totally going against. How can you reach the goal of your peaceful living or peaceful life or happy life? The goal is only not created, the world is not created for that purpose. The world is created to go inside and seek out the soul. But these foolish people are going outside and wanting to find the new life. Where there is no life, they are going to find out life. So that's why this whole scientific community has to be ablazed. They're spending so much money just for sending this, making digital India, for sending spacecraft here and there, and many people are clapping and they are glorifying this leader, that leader. Without spiritual knowledge, without purpose, spiritual purpose, anything, any development will always lead to greater and greater destruction. Very simple. In previous time, even though people used to make material advancement, but they knew that Vedas mentioned about the soul. And they used to say that I'm not right now directly focusing on soul, but I know that that path goes, this Vedic path goes there. They knew that. In modern times, they neglect such truth and they don't want to believe on such truth. Like modern times, they have made NEP syllabus, National Education Policy. So they have made a life skills books, CBSE. If you read such books, they have given critical thinking, problem solving, self awareness. So what they teach, they are teaching self awareness means basically what they are teaching. They are teaching you should have, you believe on yourself. You have unique potential. Just one समय एक मिनट. हरी बोल, मैं अभी क्लास में हूँ अभी. हरी बोल, हाँ बोलो. 50 रुपए ले रहे हैं. कितना हो जाएगा? ये आपका आराम से आपका. So these things are there. So what we are discussing, we are discussing derivatives of Bhagavad Gita only. So we are not against humanity or not against any scientist or someone. Basically, we are against ignorance, which is spread in the name of knowledge, which should be against all these things. We are not against technology or something, but why we are killing ourselves in the name of advancement? That is wrong, na? So any scientist can come and prove in the world whether we are advancing. He can prove by giving all the details how we are advancing. He may prove his advancement only for a small period, but later, if when you sketch the whole roadmap where it is going to last, you will find that it is going to end in the disaster. So this is the thing actually. So whole problem is because of our individual people as well as the leaders. So now they are introducing Bhagavad Gita into syllabus, but who will teach Bhagavad Gita into syllabus in syllabus? That is also very important. Otherwise, they will again make another show. Okay, we have taught our children Bhagavad Gita, they know our Bhagavad Gita, all the shlokas, and now they're advancing very much. They are going to America and making new machines. And this is the final goal of reading Bhagavad Gita. Hmm. So this kind of bogus teaching will also be leading to useless goal. ओके सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति या तासां ब्रह्म महद्योनि अहं बीजप्रदापिता दिस इज डन सत्त्वं रजस्तम इति गुणा प्रकृति संभवा निबध्नन्ति महाबाहो देह देहे देहे देहिनम् अव्ययम् so dehe dehinam avyayam. So there are mentioned here now the satguna sattva rajas tama iti. So they are all coming from prakriti sambhava. Sattva rajas tama, they are the quality of modes only, or the quality of material nature only. Okay, they are quality of material nature only, prakriti sambhava. They are not spiritual, they are material, and they bind nibadnanti. Dehe dehinam avyayam. See what is mentioned here. A condition by in this body the living entity is bound. It means how modes are binding by or through body. Through body modes are binding us. So till the time we have this body which has subtle body and then gross body, till that time we will be under modes. So this body is a cause for, or you can say support for the Maya to bind us. It is helping Maya to bind us because through this body only. So we are also dependent on the body for our happiness, for our means growth, for our all the goals and destination we want to achieve, success, everything. And Maya is also dependent on this body to capture us. Just see, there's a mention देहिनम अव्ययम. इस देही को पकड़ के रखा है इस देह के अंदर, और उसको माया देह के द्वारा पकड़ के, क्योंकि आत्मा के ऊपर मोड्स काम नहीं कर सकते एक्चुअली. आत्मा हैज टू आइडेंटिफाई विद सर्टेन थिंग्स विच ऑन विच मोड्स विल वर्क. Okay. Now, material nature consists of three modes: goodness, passion, ignorance, and then decision. And we discussed last time. Now we are going to begin from here. I think that this is also discussed. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakasham anamayam sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanagha. Sukha sangena badnati. So Satgun means sukha and jnanam, sukham jnanam. So how this Satgun binds living entity in this material body or through this material body? How? Through sukha and jnana. So when the word used badnati means the living entities has been bound. He's bound here. Okay. Badnati. It's not mentioned that he is freed here or he has been given some facility. The word used is badnati. He is bound. So the typical example of Satguna is Brahmana. So he is situated in mode of goodness. So what do you mean by knowledge and sukham? So Prabhupada mentions here that this knowledge is also, you can say it's a, sometimes here Prabhupada mentions material knowledge, like scientists and philosophers, they are very proud of their knowledge, and because they generally improve their living condition, they feel a sort of material happiness. So it means these people, they can understand to some extent mind, some extent body, and they will use this knowledge to improve the living condition. Again, can you say this is again free from? No. A pure sattva will always want to know the truth. But if the knowledge is contaminated with a passion, hmm, then this kind of tendency comes. Then the person will use the knowledge for material improvement. Like that. The Satuguna means what? A person wants to see the things, or he will see the thing as it is. Means in the he will see the things with no, eyes of knowledge. He will see this body as separate from the soul. He will see the nature, how nature is working, how the soul is working. All these things, he will be able to see that Satuguna person. But what Prabhupada here mentions, कि many times in this world also people who are called as Satuguna people, but they use this knowledge of the world to improve their living condition. Basically, their sattva is polluted with passion, basically. Yeah. This sense of advanced happiness is in conditioned life makes them bound by mode of goodness of material nature. As such, they are attracted towards working in mode of goodness, and as long as they have attraction for working in that way, they have to take some time of body in the modes of nature. Thus, there is no likelihood of liberation or being transferred to spiritual world. So here it's mentioned that uh, these Satuguna people also, they have no uh, door to come out from this material world. They will be bound there. No likelihood of liberation. It's mentioned here. Satguna. It means the Satguna person has to also take to the process of yoga. He has to connect himself to yoga and then advance ahead. Only Satguna will not help. Because in this world, there cannot be pure sattva. There will always be some mixture of some little passion or little ignorance. Like somebody who is thinking that, okay, I'm in Satoguna, I'm a Brahman, and he becomes proud. So then pride means passion has come. Some passion has become mixed. Or trying to improve material necessities or improve the material facilities with the knowledge of material nature, again, it is some passion has mixed into that. It means there is no pure sattva in this world, actually. Pure sattva you can only find that is called Suddha sattva. That is, it is called Suddha sattva. That is in spiritual world, beyond this material nature. So there is no pure modes here. All are mixed little. So whatever example here Prabhupada is also giving, basically this is not the pure sattva. This is also mixed with the lower modes. Even after coming to goodness, person still thinks I am a body. It means he is still in ignorance. Means ignorance is already there with him. But when one comes to Suddha sattva, or he gets understanding of Suddha sattva to spiritual master, then he at least understands कि I am not this body. इतना तो समझ में आता है उसको. I am part and parcel of Krishna, like that. So then his understanding is beyond sattva, or beyond, you can say, mixture of three modes, like that. Now it is without distress, anamayam, it is peaceful. The association of the jiva with happiness, which is the product of the peacefulness, and the association of jiva with knowledge, which is the product of illumination, prakasham, produce the mistaken identity of I am happy, I am learned, and thus from the happiness and knowledge, whose quality is to produce this designation from this ignorance, the jiva develops the misconception of himself. Just see, even in this goodness, there is a ignorance involved because he is thinking I am happy, I am learned. So they are not totally free from our lower modes. The goodness, what is mentioned, is not fully free. It's still the jiva is in ignorance and some passion. So here certain kind of complexity. Already he is in complexity of conception. कि मैं कौन हूँ, क्या हूँ. That is why. Still, this mode of goodness is called prakashakam, means it illuminates. It gives the knowledge. And such kind of people, they are not in much distress. उनका life peaceful रहता है. And that's why previously people used to think that this is the best one should have job like this. Means आराम से पैसा कमाओ, एक जगह बैठे रहो बस ऑफिसर की तरह. So people have very much liking for such kind of livelihood. that enjoy life. Means earn a lot. From where this concept is coming? Earn, we go to America, earn a lot, and then live your life peaceful. No, not need to work hard very much. This is again from goodness perspective. They think that, okay, I have done my work, I have already got lot of money, and I'll sit now and I will do something other than working hard. So this is coming from goodness, actually, this thought. But what happens in modern world? The society itself is not in goodness. The boss who is running the company is not in goodness. The company for which it is opened, the vision of company is also not in goodness. So therefore, the people might have, they have vision for goodness, that we earn and then we can sit, relax, and we can focus on God. But what happens when they enter with such noble idea into such companies who have the passionate goals or ignorance goal, whatever, and they are then dragged away, finish. उनके सारे इच्छाओं पर पानी फिर जाता है, finish. But if the society is in mode of goodness, then it was previously in jobs, the boss used to say to the employee, "Ki now you have come to 50 age, now you please retire, have pension, and go at your home and do bhajan." बॉस भी बोलता था पहले, गवर्नमेंट भी पेंशन इसीलिए देती थी. Like in India there is a culture of saving money. When we get salary, we see how much to spend, how much to save. Yes, in America this is not a concept. There is a paycheck. Immediately you get money, as you get the check money, and you immediately spend it. No need to save. Means they think that tomorrow till the fag end of my life I will be getting check. So why need to save? Why I should save money? So there, this is a culture. So they will be getting money, no saving, next money, no saving. So therefore, they think that whole life I should do job only. For them, this is their concept, and that is entering into India also. Government has stopped. Now they have, I think, again started some other way of pension. But the concept is you should work till the end of your life because you should be getting money. But previous concept was get money, save money, and live your life peaceful. This is a real understanding actually, because one need to save money for his emergency. Uh, but in foreign, you work till the end of your life. This is like a doggies and like कोई कुत्ता भी रहता है ना, कुत्ता और सुअर, ये हमेशा मरते मरते तक खाते पीते एंजॉय करते रहते हैं. मीन्स दे कीप ऑन वर्किंग टिल द फैग एंड ऑफ देयर लाइफ. इन द सिमिलर वे, the foreign people, they are developing this lifestyle of kutta billi, and Indians are nice follower of them. They want to follow them, and government also trying to train all of us to become like them. They want to, means a person 70 age, he he left one job in the navy, and then he became a chaprasi in KB, Kendriya Vidyalaya. So then we told him कि now you're sitting on the chaprasi, please chant some holy name so that it will be good for you, because already you have left your job. अभी क्या करने को रह गया है, अभी तो माला जपो. So then he said, I don't want to chant any holy name. My son died some years back because I was a lot of chanting. I was chanting a lot. इतना पूजा किया, भगवान ने मेरे बेटे को छीन लिया. Now I don't want to chant only. So such circumstantial things happen in life of people. Death and life is no one's hand. Means किसी के हाथ में नहीं है. So then, uh, if it is not in anyone's hand and it is one's karma, but what is in our hand is to practice a spiritual life, and understand the laws of nature, which are stringent laws. And anytime I can be killed, I can be dead, my son can be dead, my father can be dead. So one has to understand this stringent law of nature and still prepare himself not to get bewildered by it. That is what this whole learning we are getting here, Bhagavad Gita, so that we should not get bewildered at any point of our life, and by understanding this truth. We are Atma, we never die, only the body changes. So body can change according to our karma, but we as a spirit soul, we have to come out of this material body one day. That is a victory of a soul. Not that if we get a better body, better home, better family, or a lifelong means longer lifespan, so then we are at a good time. No, we are never at good time. Anytime we can be kicked out from this material world. So this truth we should be knowing. So it should be understood that knowledge means knowledge of the real nature of the material object, and the happiness means tranquility of the sense and the body. In association with those quality of knowledge and happiness, the engagement in action for attaining that happiness and knowledge produces future bodies, which are a means to experience the result. Since one will repeatedly take association with those quality, one will not get liberation through sattva. Okay, so this sattva is also not pure sattva. Still, it is a very good mode, or you can say topmost mode in material world. Then rajo ragatmakam vidhi trishna sanga samudbhavam tannibadnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi. So rajoguna, the mode of passion, is born of unlimited desires and longing. So somebody has lot of desires, then he will after some time go into rajoguna. It means somebody is having lot of desires and plans to attain something, then it is likely that he will after some time become passionate. Because desires will, the mind having so many desires, it will tell the karmendriya, now work. How many hours? 24 hours you should work. Because the desires, all the desires have to be fulfilled. So to fulfill these desires, you should work. So then the senses, they go into passion. So like that. So rajo ragatmikam vidhi. That's why prajahati yada kaman. All the kaman he gives up. Pragya. The sita pragya person, he gives away all the kama. So that there will be nothing to force the senses to work. Okay. O son of the Kunti, because of this, the embodied living entity is bound to material fruits, fruitive actions. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. If you remove the moksha part, the dharma, artha, kama, all these are in passion. Because dharma is done to earn artha. Artha is done to get sense gratification. It means there is always some result to be gained. धर्म करना है किस लिए? भगवान की संतुष्टि के लिए नहीं, पैसा कमाने के लिए. पैसा क्यों कमाना है? भोग करने के लिए. So that is what is mentioned here, fruitive desires. Therefore, dharmartha kama is in passion. This is a religious formula in passion. When we learn, like we have to do bhakti without any motive, anya bilashita sunyam, gyan karma dhyanavitam, or you can say ahetuki apratihata, without hetu, without motive, and without interruption, one has to do bhakti. So there is no motive only, or whatever motive is to please Krishna only. There's nothing to gain from Krishna. So this religion is beyond the modes. But the dharmartha kama, they are in passion, always wanting something, some result chahiye humko. That's why it's mentioned ragatmikam vidhi trishna sanga samudbhavam. Trishna means desire to attain something. है हमेशा कुछ ना कुछ चाहिए, तृष्णा, hankering. And sanga means the highest enjoyment in material world is sex life. So here many times the sanga means association of man and woman, attraction between man and woman. So desiring for material objects and designing association of opposite gender. So these both are there in Rajoguna. So this attraction remains. Like even if somebody comes into like Ajamila, he was in mode of goodness person, Brahman. But when he saw the wrong side, immediately his karma got awakened. So how here is mentioned, how this karma got awakened or this Rajoguna came, because even somebody's mode of goodness also, the seed of karma, he has calmed those seeds. But again, if the opportunity comes, again they can come out. So that's why in this world, it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, till the time you have this body and mind, We have the subtle body and gross body. One has to always be guarding against all such urges which are like waves inside the person. By practicing mode of goodness lifestyle, these waves are to some extent slowed down. Unless one goes beyond the bodily conception, these things cannot be finished. It means one does not become affected by the bodily wants. When one goes beyond the bodily conception, uh, then what happens? Even though these modes are there, or these they cannot affect the person. Like somebody is situated on the in the aeroplane, and then there's a volcano eruption happening. So what it has to be done with the volcano eruption? Because I am already at very um, great height, and that volcano eruption cannot affect me. So even the being in the body, somebody has to be out of the body in conception. Then only lust, anger, greed cannot affect. So this is important. Till the time one is whatever connection one has with the body, some are very much attached, some are little attached, or some are fully detached. So unless one is fully out of the bodily conception, it is not possible to become. It is very difficult to stop very strong urges of passion. Hmm. Okay. So he's mentioned Trishna and Sangha Samudbhava. Tad nibadnati kaunteya karma sangena dehina. Now, karma sangena dehina, it means those who are in passion, they are too much hard working people. So passion means hard working. And if a person is only hard working and he has no intelligence, then he's called busy fool. There are four kind of people: lazy intelligence, busy intelligent, lazy fool, busy fool. So modern times, people want to become lazy intelligent because they have Zomato and they have Blinkit. They want to immediately order. क्या चाहिए? अरे आज कुछ बना नहीं है घर पे, चलो डालो अभी इडली और सांबर, टक। ओके, अभी क्या है, अभी कुछ खरीदना है, अभी जाने का मन नहीं कर रहा जाने का, चलो डालो, क्या खरीदना, झाड़ू खरीदना, चलो झाड़ू खरीद लो, चलो क्या खरीदना, चलो मोबाइल खरीदना, मोबाइल खरीद लो, तुरंत ब्लिंकिट में डालो या कुछ भी, जो भी डालो हो जाएगा. So we want to be lazy and we want to be intelligent. But the same person does not have time to sleep early, or he cannot regulate his life. So many other bad habits. It means he becomes busy fool. He wanted to become lazy intelligent, but he has become busy in foolish activities. So Prabhupada said the busy fool, like if somebody gives a monkey to resolve some thread nest, so what monkey will do? Monkey will simply make it complicated. You know? So, so therefore, one can become lazy intelligent only by reading Shastra or by taking to some spiritual life, some at least some yoga process. Some thinking should work. What I'm doing, what I should be doing, and at the same time, it should connect with some religious commitment, some spirituality. Then only it's possible to become lazy intelligent. Otherwise, one will be busy fool. So karma sangena dehina, lot of hard work he does. So much that work become hard on him. In modern times, it is seen that all the time, even our devotees also keep on running to meet the time deadline. Means if one has to go to office, अरे फटाफट करो, अरे बच्चे को स्कूल जाना, अरे फटाफट करो. Means even paper is tomorrow, then फटाफट याद करो. हमेशा व्यक्ति भाग रहा है आज के जमाने में. क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है? Too much we are on the toes, because what is the problem? The life has not been organized in a proper way. Anytime anything comes and it becomes our priority. The first thing, the life is not organized from our side as well as from those for whom we are working. Both of them are like confusion. And everybody believes that by working hard we can achieve anything. And there is nothing greater achievement than money and sense enjoyment. When these are the goal of life, then people will be under confusion only. तो confusion में रहने वाले. When goal of life will be God consciousness, Brahminical culture, cow protection. This is mentioned by Srila Prabhupada in the go Brahmana go deva dvija. Dvija deva gobhyah. It is mentioned in the first canto. Dvija deva gobhyah. This should be the focus of our culture. Dvija, Brahminical culture. Deva means godly, God consciousness, and gobhya means cow protection. When this is the focus for our economic development, for our work, for everything, then this is a goodness. And then people will focus karma, money, relationship, everything to just please God, to spread Brahminical culture, or to remain more and more in sattva, and to worship and serve cow. Just see, this was the culture. But now earning money and enjoyment. This is the goal of life. And that's the people are confused and always running, meeting deadline. Okay. So person in mode of passion wants some honor in the society or in the nation. And he wants to have a happy family with a nice children, wife, and house. These are the products of the passion. Actually, happy family, children, wife, and how and whatever. These are automatic. This is, it's not that it is bad, but this was automatic in previous times. Automatic. Like if somebody is doing spiritual life, has he means will he have to think that I have to smell or I have to breathe in the nice air? I have to do some pranayam. Already the life is in mode of goodness. Somebody is already taking to bhakti path. Air is pure, life is pure, eatables are pure. Then he need not to do all such pranayam, other things. Already body will be healthy. Nowadays, body is unhealthy because of so many toxins we are eating, and lifestyle also not good. And then people may teach some yoga, this yoga, that yoga, but the reality is this. Prabhupada says irregulated lifestyle and over dependence on others and sense gratification. This has decreased our life. Not because uh, we are living other, means other things, not because of others, because of these things actually. So therefore it's mentioned here. So the happy family will all, it will be there when a person follows the system properly. When he has a goal in to live in a mode of goodness, the happy family will be automatically the result. वो हो ही जाएगा अपने आप, उसमें कोई सोचने की बात नहीं. बट यहाँ पे क्या है, he wants to be happy. It's mentioned. He wants to be happy, have a happy family with nice children, wife, and house, and he wants some honor in society, in nation. Then what is his goal of life? Nothing. बस यही चाहिए उसको. दक्षम कुटुंब भरणम. बस. He is a very much expert in kutumba bharanam. But you think that that is only goal of life? But that is passion actually. He has no goal of life. While we were discussing, if a person has a mode of goodness lifestyle, then he automatically maintains his family. Not, he does not think much about it, and he does not want any honor or you can say not too much passionate about honor. Honor, little appreciation, everyone may want, but he does not want honor in society as a life and soul. यही उसका goal नहीं है. As long as one is hankering after these things, he has to work very hard. Why one has to work very hard? Because of these things. Therefore, it is clearly stated that he becomes associated with the fruits of his activity and thus becomes bound by such activity. Anytime when our goal of life is to gain something, always gain something other than a spiritual object. If the goal is always to gain some material happiness, material success, material honor, material prestige, if this is always lingering in the mind, then the person has to work very much hard. Then shall we give it up? No. These things have to be moderated. इसको moderate करना है. जैसे किसी को घी खाना है, तो एक एग्जाम्पल है, क्रूड एग्जाम्पल है, घी खाना है, सो चपाती में घी लगा लो या घी का एक बोतल लेके पी लो उसको. दोनों में कौन सा अच्छा है? चपाती में घी लगा के खा लो या थोड़ा सा दाल में डाल लो. सो थोड़ा पैशन मिला लो लाइफ में. दाल इतना हो जाए, उसमें छोटा सा घी चलेगा, इतना घी में इतना दाल नहीं चलेगा. सो गुडनेस इतना होता है और उसमें थोड़ा पैशन मिला, कोई इशू नहीं है. Just one wants appreciation, wants to keep family happy, wants to do something for nation, no issue, do it. But first goodness should be this much and passion should be this much. अभी क्या हो गया, पैशन इतना हो गया, goodness इतना हो गया. That's why he has to work all the day. So that is why it is problem. Passion is important, but the goodness should be more, and passion should be balanced with that goodness. Then it is good. Like 70% मान लो goodness, then 30% passion. Okay. अभी क्या हो गया? 20% goodness, 80% passion. That's the problem is coming. People are working hard without any limit. हर एक बैड हैबिट यहीं से डेवलप हो रही है. गुडनेस है ही नहीं. Therefore, the whole material world is more or less in mode of passion. Modern civilization is considered to be advanced in the standard of mode of passion. Formerly, advanced condition was considered to be in the mode of goodness. If there is no liberation for those in mode of goodness, what to speak of in passion? Okay. So Rajoguna, it binds to this through Trishna and Sangha, hankering for material objects and association. Now, तमस्त्व तमस्त्वज्ञानजां विधि मोहनं सर्वदेहिनां प्रमाद आलस्य निद्राभिस्तन्निबध्नाति भारत. नाउ तमस्त्व अज्ञान जाम विद्धि. अब ये जो तमस कहां से आ रहा है? मोड ऑफ डार्कनेस बॉर्न ऑफ इग्नोरेंस. ओके, इट मीन्स this mode is born when some, okay, goodness is born from where? It is mentioned from where goodness is born. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakasham anamayam sukha sangena bandhan. Means if somebody is in knowledge, if somebody is in knowledge, he's reading scriptures, following the lifestyle, then he will also arise goodness. उसके अंदर से भी goodness निकलेगा. And he'll be, and the whole you can say thinking or working will be goodness produced. Like when we read scriptures, when we understand, then we start living also our life, then we start thinking also in that way, then also we want to instruct others also in that way. It means by reading scriptures we get goodness, and then we make our life goodness. And passion, rag, ragatmikam vidhi. So it's mentioned, it's born of desire. When too many desires to be attained, ye bhi chahiye, wo bhi chahiye, too many falakankshi, too many objectives in the life. All objectives are material objectives. When he has too many objectives to be attained, then he will cause passion to come out. Passion will be born. And when a person is in ignorance, he has no knowledge of soul, no knowledge of material world also, just bogus person, then such person will cause mode of ignorance to be born or mode of darkness. And it is a delusion of all the living embodied living entities. So this mode of ignorance, even somebody is in goodness and passion and or already ignorance, they all have mode of ignorance also. What is that? Prabhupada will mention. तो सब में ignorance है, बट यहाँ पे एक अलग तरीके से बताया गया है. हम में क्या ignorance है? We consider ourselves as a body. That ignorance is already there. Even though you are in mode of goodness, that ignorance is still there. So that is what is mentioned. It is binding everyone. The result of the mode of madness, so what is the result of mode of this mode of ignorance is madness, indolence, and sleep. Okay. So pramad alasya nidra. Pramad means madness. So Prabhupada mentions here. See, mode of goodness and mode of ignorance, they are exactly opposite. Mode of goodness, person is in knowledge. He sees the things as they are. And mode of ignorance, person totally sees the opposite way. Like somehow like Hindu and Muslims. So they learn everything opposite to the Hindus. So there are some Kriya and Mudras are there. So how the Hindus will do, they will learn in opposite way. So it's like that only. Mode of goodness and ignorance ऐसा. Like Jad Bharat was said that you should wash your hand before and after eating food, or before and after going to call of nature. Wash your body and hand. So he used to do otherwise. Either he will never wash, or he will wash his hand and legs before going for urining, and then after doing it, he will not wash. So, so it means what? He used to show to his father, I am in ignorance only. So कभी कभी बच्चों को भी ऐसे गाइड करो, तू ऐसा करना, वो उल्टा ही करता है वो। उसको बोलो कि हाथ धो के खाना, वो हाथ धोएगा ही नहीं। तो ये क्या इग्नोरेंस है ये? दिस इज अ मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस। और समटाइम exactly opposite to the goodness, exactly opposite, 180 degree. Like sometimes a person is seen very peaceful, not speaking anything and not becoming agitated by anything. Then somebody is, अरे तो बहुत बड़ा साधु है। कभी कभी ऐसा होता है उसको समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा है क्या हो रहा है जीवन में, तो ही इज ignorance, but it is understood that he is a sadhu. He is in ignorance. So goodness means alert and ignorance means dumb, deaf dumb. सो उसको कुछ समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा तो क्या रिएक्शन करेगा? नथिंग, यू विल नॉट रिएक्ट ऑनली। हाउ? लाइक अ butcher, he takes some goat for cutting their head. So the goats are kept feeding, उनको खिलाते रहते हो और एक एक करके गोट को अंदर लाके खच 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 काटते। So it appears that these goats are in mode of goodness. They're not even affected by such killing. But no, they are in ignorance. They do not know only what is happening inside. Sometimes it appears that, oh, this person is very highly elevated, but he does not know only what Maya is going to kick him, what he's thinking. If surely there can be other option also. That person might be thinking of Krishna, or that person might be in other spiritual object. Means absorption of chanting holy name or remembering Lord pastime, whatever. So that is really elevated. But apart from it, if you see any materialist like that, if somebody is totally deaf dumb and then understood a very very elevated person, no, he's not elevated. So it is totally opposite mode of ignorance and mode of. So it's mentioned, Prabhupada, the mode of ignorance is just the opposite. Just see, just the opposite. It's totally opposite, 180 degree. Instead of making advancement, one becomes degraded. वस्तु यथा आत्म्य ज्ञान आवर्णकम, देख आवर्णकम विप्रय ज्ञान जन जनकम तमः. One, so under the spell of ignorance, one cannot understand a thing as it is. So jnana avarakam viparyaya. Viparya means opposite. Jnana janakam. So whatever is produced through knowledge, it's totally viparyaya. उसके opposite होता है. For example, everyone can see that his grandfather had died and therefore he will also die. Man is mortal. The children that he conceives will also die. The death is sure. Still, people are madly accumulating money and working very hard. So this is what called ignorance in all the people. This is that ignorance. What this verse mentions. This ignorance binds everyone. This ignorance is already there with everyone. Even somebody is in mode of goodness, he also wants to have something in material world. So this is a basic ignorance. But apart from this basic ignorance, there is also this kind of ignorance where people have no knowledge of doing the things. Like I saw in one train, the father, mother, and son was sitting. They were sitting. So the son was, I think he was the age of engineer, like 22, 23. So then samosa came. Samosa came. Now, ideally, he should wash his hand. He was playing on his mobile for a long time. So he should wash his hand and eat. He did not wash his hand. Okay. Then he started eating with the left hand. And after eating, also, he did not wash his hand. Just he wiped. And mother was also sitting. Mother was also like nicely behaving, like, okay, he's a nice son. Huh? अच्छा है. And he ate and then उसको वाइप कर दिया मदर के साड़ी में और अपने पैंट में पोंछ दिया. काम खत्म हो गया. पानी पी के समोसा खा के खत्म हो गया. This is typical mode of ignorance. He does not know what is the प्रोसीजर फॉर ईटिंग. खाने के लिए क्या प्रोसीजर है पहले. ठीक है, थोड़ा छोटा मोटा चिक 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 चलता है, मान लो किसी को कुछ काजू खाना, ठीक है, एवरी टाइम यू कैनॉट वॉश, मे नॉट वॉश द हैंड इफ इट इज नॉट ऑलवेज इन द contaminated state, but when he's eating samosa where there's chutney, there's samosa, at least he's playing with mobile, he should wash his hand, and after eating he should wash his hand. Totally ignorance. And then eating with the left hand, that is another ignorance. So I'm just telling the very basic things. eh. This is a quality of ignorance. This is ignorance. Somebody can say, but what is ignorance here? Ignorance of how to eat. Therefore, in every activity they have ignorance. क्या पहनना है, क्या खाना है, क्या बोलना है, क्या क्या सोचना है, हर एक चीज में उसका इग्नोरेंस ही रहता है, किसी को नॉलेज नहीं है उसका. दिस इज कॉल्ड मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस. एंड दैट्स व्हाई सच पीपल आर वेरी लेजी. क्यों? कुछ पता ही नहीं है करने को, कुछ भरा ही नहीं दिमाग में, तो he does not have anything to do. He does not have any priority. They are invited, when they are invited to associate for spiritual understanding, they are not much interested. That's see, this is ignorance. This is too much in modern times. They are not even active like a man who is controlled by mode of passion. Thus, another symptom of the embedded of one embedded in mode of ignorance is that he sleeps more than required. So then, one very famous Bollywood actor. So his lifestyle was asked. So how do you? So he's a very uh, well-maintained body. So then he said, I don't eat anything in breakfast. I directly eat at 1 o'clock. I don't eat any snacks, and I directly eat my lunch and then dinner. And what do you eat? So I eat. There is some rice, some dal, some chicken, and something, and then in evening also some chicken. Okay. And how much you sleep? 10 hours to keep the body healthy. 10 घंटे सोता है और मुर्गा खाता है. और ये हॉलीवुड एक्टर है, और इसका बॉलीवुड एक्टर इंडियन का. एंड दे आर टेकिंग इंटरव्यू फ्रॉम हिम, आस्किंग कि हाउ कीप योर बॉडी हेल्दी. इज टिपिकल मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस. टिपिकल. सोता 10 घंटा है, खाता मीट है, और इसको बोला जा रहा है हेल्दी बॉडी. ये तो जानवर का शरीर है. एंड पीपल आर हैप्पी, पीपल विल फॉलो हिम नाउ. But nobody knows what is passion, what is goodness. This is a total ignorance. Totally again, body healthy hai. But how is keeping his body healthy? By eating meat and by sleeping long time. And he may have certain determination. I will not eat in morning. I will eat directly in afternoon. But totally mode of ignorance. Thus, another symptom of one embedded in mode of ignorance is that he sleeps more than required. 6 hours of sleep is sufficient. But a man in the mode of ignorance sleeps at least 10 hours. Thus he came 10. आई गया यहाँ पे 10 घंटे 12 घंटे एक दिन में. Such a man appears to be always dejected and is addicted to intoxication and sleeping. This is another problem. Madness means pramad, means bad habits. He will be too much addicted to mobile, or now intoxications also. Some bad association, girlfriend, boyfriend association, too much. Like one boy, uh, he lives in Pune only. He was passed out from MIT. So he had got in habit of smoking. So he came to devotees. So then devotees told, "You lower down your pack, थोड़ा कम करो लेना." So धीरे धीरे कम हुआ. Then his parents were deciding to send him to America for higher studies. And devotees, they told, Prabhu, you are going. He was not Prabhu. You are wanting to send your son. At least send him to that place where some devotees are staying, because already he has a bad habit. Where you will go and stay there in America? They did not think it very seriously and then sent him. Within some month, he wasted $2 million, not 2 million. Yeah, yes, 2 million rupees और 2 करोड़, 2 करोड़ रुपए खराब कर दिए उसने. मिलियन नहीं, तो 2 करोड़ रुपए उसने कुछ महीने में खत्म कर दिए अमेरिका में रह के. एंड he was also living with a girl inside his room. He was studying. He did his semester. स्मोकिंग इंक्रीज हो गया, लड़की भी घर में आ गई, पैसा भी पूरा उड़ा दिया. Just see, this is happening. So parents want to send their children or sons, daughters to America, but they don't want to protect their sons and daughters. They want to, he should earn, पैसा कमा के बड़ा बच्चा आएगा तो बहुत हमको खुशहाली में रखेगा. वो बिगड़ गया, गया वो. Now nobody can improve him. He has got the habit of women and smoking, everything. गया फिर. So this is very, very important. What we keep priority. Sending is not a problem. Okay, send him, but keep him in good association so that he will be protected. But they did not listen. Okay, finish. So this is called mode of ignorance person. Parents also mode of ignorance and child is also mode of ignorance. Both. So intoxications, gambling, meat eating, illicit sex, these are called madness. Pramad. Alasya. Alasya means he has no knowledge what to be done. Huh? He does not think only at all. So he is always remaining lazy. And sleep means for him sleep is the only, like a passionate person works and sleeps less, and ignorance person sleeps more and works not at all. He does not work only. So this is totally again opposite here. सत्वं सुखे संजयति रजः कर्मणि भारत ज्ञानम आवृत्य तु तमः प्रमादे संजयत्युत. Okay, we are going to finish now in some time, so I will only read. O son of Bharata, the mode of goodness conditions one to happiness, passion conditions one to fruitive action, and ignorance covering one's knowledge binds one to the madness. So, which is a very dangerous mode? Mode of ignorance. It covers the knowledge of a person. Just see, even he has knowledge, but his knowledge will be covered, and then he'll be mad. उसको घर पे सिखाया पेरेंट्स ने कि ऐसा करना वैसा करना, लेकिन सब नॉलेज भूल जाएगा क्योंकि उसका लाइफ स्टाइल मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस में आ गया. एंड सो ही विल बिकम मैड. एंड देन मोड ऑफ पैशन, इट विल कंडीशन वन टू फ्रूटिव एक्शन, टू मच हार्ड वर्क. And goodness, one will condition to happiness. This goodness means what? This goodness people actually they are peaceful people. So they understand, they are also intelligent and peaceful. Because they are intelligent, they understand how to solve the problems of the life. So they have a certain plans, certain goals in life, and they keep everything balanced. So that's why they're not too much fruitive actually. They're not too much fruitive. They like to donate. Donate means they will not always see, okay, I am giving this money to this place, what will happen after giving, whether I will get some return or not. They will not think much about return. ठीक है, दे दिया चलेगा. This is called again goodness here, because the brahmana, so he yajan yajan patan patan dan pratigraha, so he accepts dan and he gives dan also. So this charity also, it comes in three modes surely, but again this habit of charity comes in the goodness. Wants to give something, just to benefit others. Goodness. So to the extent one goes beyond selfishness, he develops these gunas accordingly. Like if one is too much selfish, then he ultimately becomes ignorance. He goes to the ignorance. One becomes little less selfish, then he comes to passion, and little selfless, then he will come to goodness. बिकॉज जितना व्यक्ति शरीर में घुसता रहेगा उतना ही जाएगा. एनिमल मीन्स इग्नोरेंस, एनिमल लाइफ इग्नोरेंस, ओनली लुकिंग फॉर ईटिंग स्लीपिंग मेटिंग डिफेंडिंग. ह्यूमन मीन्स दे शुड बी इन पैशन, बट ह्यूमन में भी कई लोग इग्नोरेंस में रहते हैं. इसका मतलब वो अगले जन्म में एनिमल बनने वाले हैं. ह्यूमन मीन्स पैशन एंड देवताज मीन्स गुडनेस. सो व्हाट इज द ड्यूटी ऑफ देवताज? So devatas we find they recite slokas, means they appreciate the gods. They always live in certain knowledge and they live very peacefully. Whatever desires they have to fulfill, they also fulfill those desires in a very in an etiquette, with proper etiquette they follow. That is goodness. A human's passion means here humans, they will perform dharma, artha, kam, dharma, artha, kam. They will be doing dharma, artha, kam just to gain some profit, fruitive activity, too much they'll be doing. That is again passion, it comes. And ignorance means to gaya wo. So, okay. Uh, so here it's mentioned a person in the mode of goodness is satisfied by his work or intellectual pursuit, just as philosopher, scientist, or educator may be engaged in particular field of knowledge and may be satisfied in that way. A man in the mode of passion may be engaged in fruitive activities. He owns as much as he can and spend for good cause. And spend for good cause. Sometimes he tries to open hospital. Now see the Prabhupada is mentioning this is passionate work. Sometimes try to open hospital, give charity to institution. These are signs of one in mode of passion. And the mode of ignorance covers knowledge. So I we just now discussed that those who want to give, they are in mode of goodness. So how that is mentioned in passion? Okay. So here the charity in the three modes. The the mode of passion, when he gives charity, he always think that my name will come. They will write my name. On my name, this thing will be done. So this, he has still some tendency to gain some name and fame. Okay. And mode of goodness person, he helps people, but he may not want it back. No result. उसको result नहीं चाहिए, just देना चाहता है. So in that way, we have talked here. But Prabhupada mentions here that sometimes he tries to open hospital. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes he tries to open hospital and give charity to the institutions. तो तो ये भी होता है, ये पैशन का है, लेकिन उसके पीछे उसका कॉज क्या है? What is the cause? Cause is some name, fame he will get, like that. Something he wants some return also out of it. Like even government also opens so many institutes, but even government people, they do some corruption and start eating. जैसे फूड फॉर लाइफ गवर्नमेंट खोलेगा, तो उसके जो सीएम होगा उसी के घर में जाके देखो बहुत सारा पैसा पड़ा है, क्यों? तो कुछ तो कोई गड़बड़ करते रहते हो. तो even though they open institution, they have certain thing to gain from it all the time. So this is called mode of passion actually. Okay, last we will do this one. रजस्तमश्चाभिभूयम् सत्वं भवति भारत. रजः सत्वं तमश्चैव तमः सत्वं रजस्तथा. I think people, devotees are going lesser and lesser in number. 15 हो गया. सब गायब हो रहे हैं. Okay. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the mode of passion and ignorance. This is that shloka. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats the goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats the goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. So this is a competition of the modes, okay? So that's why none of the mode is pure. It is always mixed actually. When the mode of passion is prominent, the mode of goodness and ignorance are defeated. When the mode of goodness is prominent, passion and ignorance are defeated. And when ignorance is prominent, both other two are defeated. This competition always going on. Therefore, one who is actually intent on advancing in Krishna consciousness has to transcend these three modes. The prominence of some certain mode of nature is manifested in one's dealing, in his activity, in eating. Just see. How one can be known he is in which mode. Actually, not in so Prabhupada mentions prominence of the certain mode of nature. Like somebody is eating, is in mode of passion. It means, again, we cannot immediately say that he's fully made up of mode of passion. No, at least his eating is in mode of passion. Okay. So prominence of certain mode, it means in eating process, the mode of passion has become prominent. Then in one's dealing, he might be very humble. Then we should understand in dealing, mode of goodness is prominent. So therefore, these things are there. So sometimes, like devotees also. So devotees also have to grow in their behavior, in their eating, in their activities. Yes, it has to be more and more purer and purer. So that's what Prabhupada mentions one has to transcend the three modes. So sometimes we find devotees are very good. They're chanting holy name, they're dancing, but they're not good in dealings. It means in their dealings, mode of passion or ignorance is more prominent. But then how is chanting? Because he's convinced by that knowledge and he has got mercy of his spiritual master. That's why he's able to chant. But his dealings, his activities may be still in passion and ignorance. हो सकता है. That is what Prabhupada is mentioning, because these modes are always fighting. All this will be explained in later chapter, but if one wants, he can develop by practice. Just now Prabhupada further mentions, one can develop by practice the mode of goodness and then defeat the mode of ignorance and passion. Means one also has choice to defeat other modes. Not only modes are fighting, but we can also take help of one mode and we can defeat other two modes. One can similarly develop the mode of passion and defeat goodness and ignorance, or one can develop the mode of ignorance. So whatever mode one develops, one can defeat other two modes. Although there are these three modes, if one is determined, he can be blessed by the mode of goodness. Just see, if one is determined, and by transcending the mode of goodness, he can be situated in pure goodness. What is called Vasudev Satya. Sattva. It means by determination, a lot of things can happen. Especially we can change our modes. So determination is important. Last श्लोक दिस सर्वद्वारेषु देहे अस्मिन् प्रकाश उपजायते ज्ञानं यदा तदा विद्यात् विवर्धं सत्वम् इति युत्. The manifestation of mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. Now here is a more you can say explicit definition of person having mode of goodness. Previously Prabhupada said that all the three modes are fighting among each other and some habits can be seen. Then one can know in this habit this person has developed mode of goodness, in this habit this person has developed mode of passion, like that. But now how to know whether this person is in goodness or passion? So this mentioned the manifestation of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of body are illuminated by the knowledge. There are 9 gates in the body: 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, the mouth, genitals, and anus. When every gate is illuminated by the symptom of goodness, it should be understood that he has developed mode of goodness. Just see. When all the gates of the body, 9 holes, when they become illuminated by goodness, then the person is said that he has developed mode of goodness. In the mode of goodness, one can see the things in the right position, one can hear the thing in the right position, one can taste the thing in the right position, one can become clean inside and outside. In every gate, there is a development of symptoms of happiness, and that is the position of goodness. Because sukha sangena badnati, sukh and jnanam, sukham jnanam badnati. So sukha and jnanam. So two things mentioned: when all the holes of the body becomes illumined by the knowledge, then he will also be experiencing happiness. So it's mentioned here. So this happiness is material still, but he's seeing the things as they are, because material happiness is also there. Material happiness is there in the sense Atma, till the time he is understanding I am this body, whatever extent of conditioning he has, he will experience that happiness. When he will totally understand I am the soul, then he will not identify with this happiness. But till the time he is identifying with the body, there is a happiness. What is that happiness? That is in mode of goodness, one can achieve that happiness. And when he had developed all this goodness, all his senses has become illumined with the knowledge. क्या लेना है अंदर, क्या छोड़ना है, like what has to be breathed, क्या अंदर सांस लेना है, कौन सी हवा को सूंघना है, कौन सी हवा को नहीं सूंघना है, क्या सुनना है, क्या नहीं सुनना है. So this all knowledge means what is to be done, what is not to be done. Knowledge means that what one is capable of, what one is not capable of. So this knowledge, all the senses become awakened. क्या देखना है, क्या नहीं देखना है, क्या सुनना है, क्या नहीं सुनना है, क्या खाना है, क्या नहीं खाना है. So all this becomes awakened. then this person uh, is called mode of goodness person. Here is mentioned by Acharya. It has been stated that prominent gunas appear when the other two gunas become weak of their own accord. Now the Lord speaks of the quality of increased gunas in the three verses. When the illumination or knowledge, real awareness of the things through the sound of the Vedas appear in all the doors of the such as ears, one should understand there is an increase in sattva through such symptom of knowledge. Okay. So how when the knowledge of the Vedas through the sound vibration of the Vedas, when they appear in all the doors such as ears, and one should understand this is an increase of sattva. So basically one is to hear from the Vedas and one is to follow the Vedic instructions. So that's mentioned here. Then one is understood to be in knowledge. The word Uta also indicate that there will also be an appearance of happiness arising from the soul. The happiness arising from the soul. When the knowledge and the happiness appears, one should understand there is an increase of sattva. Three verses speak of the characteristics which each of the gunas becomes prominent. When knowledge appears in the form of revealing sense objects such as the sound, as they actually are through the knowledge gathering senses, such as the ear, Gyan Dwareshu, then by this characteristics knowledge, one should know there is an increase in sattva in the body. So here Biswanath Thakur mentions when knowledge appears in the form of revealing the sense objects such as the sound as they are through the knowledge gathering senses. So it means the knowledge is helping to analysis the sound, to analysis the object of the sense objects. So the Gyan Indriya becomes very refined, very, you can say, clear and discerning. किसी भी चीज को पहचानने के लिए ज्ञान इंद्रिय बहुत ही वो, जैसे अगर आपने कोई टेस्ट किया, कई लोगों को टेस्ट ही नहीं पता रहता कि नमक ज्यादा डाला है कि मिर्ची ज्यादा डाला है। अगर उसको समझ में आ गया कितना नमक कितना मिर्ची डाला है, इसका मतलब उसके जो टंग है वो गुडनेस में है, तो तुरंत चीजों को पकड़ लेता है। इमिडिएटली ही कैचेज द थिंग्स बिकॉज ही इज इन नॉलेज, द सेंसेस हैज बिकम अवेकेंड विद द नॉलेज, दे आर नॉट इन इग्नोरेंस। कोई चीज स्मेल किया तो पता लगा कि ये चीज जल गया है या सही है। कोई चीज जला भी होता है, बोलते हैं सही है, अरे जला है वो जल गया है। कोई चीज कोई खाता है, वो बासी है या ताजा है, उसको ओवन में डाल के गर्म कर दिया है या उसको कुकिंग करके लेके आया है, तो उसको पता लग जाता है कि ओवन में गर्म किया है, ये कुकिंग किया है। कोई ओनियन गार्लिक डाल के बनाता है, वो खाता है, तुरंत पता लगता है ओनियन गार्लिक डाला है, इसमें नहीं डाला है। तो ये क्या है, ये टेस्ट को पकड़ने के लिए उसका जीभ में वो गुडनेस होना चाहिए, उसका शार्पनेस होना चाहिए, वो नॉलेज है। सो एवरी सेंस हैज नॉलेज, but that has to be awakened by practice, as Prabhupada mentioned previously, practice. The Vedas, because Vedas, they could help living entity awaken through the ears, श्रुति सुन के थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस कर करके वो सेंसेस को अवेकन कर सकते थे पहले के लोग। That's why they were quite expert in previous ages. They could remember many things. They could hear from long distance. They could see also, foresee, आगे का भविष्य भी देख सकते थे। तो ये सब कहाँ से आता है? ये सब सभी imperfection of our senses happens. The knowledge, when it is awakened with the knowledge, we can achieve all these things. So like that. Okay, we'll end here. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। किसी को कोई क्वेश्चन है? So tomorrow also we'll start at 11:30.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Really, in knowledge, in goodness, there is knowledge, but if there is no determination, then that knowledge will not be, I mean, useful.
Yes, determination, that's why it's mentioned, na? Prabhupada mentions that one can change one's mode through determination by practice. Determination also comes in three modes: mode of passion, mode of goodness, mode of ignorance. So, determination in mode of goodness means which is connected with yoga, which is connected with mana prana indriya, मन को कंट्रोल करना, इंद्रियों को कंट्रोल करना और अपने लक्ष्य भगवान को प्राप्त करना या समाधि लगाना भगवान में। When determination is of this kind, means I have to control my mind and senses, I have to focus on supreme. That is a mode of determination in goodness. Okay, mode of passion determination means what? Falakankshi, always wanting some result चाहिए. I want to become this, I want to become that. So ये क्या है? ये mode of passion का इग्नोर ये है, determination है. But this is also not very long lasting, because again after some time he desires, so many desires are there, so he will focus on other things after some time. Hmm. Like you find means materialistic example you see, like people go on the borders to fight against against the country, those who are enemies of countries, but ultimately they remember their family members. Yeah. After going there, they remember their wife, their children, and their all money, everything. So what is that? That they're passionate for country, or they're passionate for their family members. So the desires keep on changing. Hmm, actually. But mode of goodness means what? He's awakened with knowledge, not awakened with only some driving passion. Hmm. So that's why determination in mode of goodness is called achala determination, because he is in practicing yoga and he has understood that controlling senses is very, very important. Fixing on mind on supreme is very, very important, and he must do that. So he will control his senses and mind and practice yoga with great determination. And mode of ignorance determination means one will think I am a useless person. है? मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता, मैं बेकार कहीं का, लाइफ इज स्टिंकिंग ओनली, लाइफ का कोई मतलब नहीं है. So his determination means he will never come out of lamentation, never come out of fear, never come out of negativity. He will be determined, but in this way. मैं तो ऐसा ही हूँ. हाँ? ये मैं तो गंदा काम ही करूंगा, मैं उसी के लिए बनाऊं. जैसे कभी कभी लोग दिखाते हैं कि बेचारे का माँ मर गई, किसी का पप्पा मर गया, तो कुछ खाने को नहीं मिला, चोरों का संग मिल गया, वो चोर बन गया. वो चोर तो बन गया, लेकिन उसने भी अपना डिटर्मिनेशन गड़बड़ लगाया है. एक तो पिछले जीवन में उसने कुछ तो गड़बड़ काम किया होगा, तो ये सब उसके साथ हो गया, ठीक है. उसके बाद इस जीवन में भी उसने, वो भी तो कुछ अपनी सोचे गड़बड़ लगाई होंगी. So, so nobody can say I'm not responsible. Only my situation is responsible. No, situations are responsible also, because we have done something past in past, to that we have created certain situation in present. At the same time, every situation we have our choices. Mm. So, so mode of ignorance means these people, they commit suicide. The determination in mode of ignorance means they will commit suicide. Once the failure comes, they will think I cannot pass. My life is useless. So they are determined in negative way. और somebody will determine मैं इसको मारूंगा, इसको खत्म कर दूंगा, ये कर दूंगा, वो कर दूंगा. Now if that work itself is born of lamentation, fear, but if it goes to achieve something, then it may come in passion. But if always remains under lamentation and fear, then it is mode of ignorance. Means even after achieving something, the person again goes into lamentation and fear. Like Arjuna, in first chapter, his determination is mode of ignorance. He is thinking, I will cannot fight. I cannot fight because my family members are there. I cannot fight. I cannot fight. I have no solution. I have no solution. I don't want to fight. And then he was confused. I'm a Kshatriya. What I should do? Krishna, I don't want to fight. Then what I should do? Mode of ignorance, determination. Therefore, Krishna gives us the knowledge of the Bhakti Yoga to improve his determination from ignorance to upgrade him, ignorance to goodness. And he was not saying you have to fight these people to win over them, to gain kingdom, to gain name and fame. Then again, Krishna might be motivating him for determination in mode of passion. But he said, you should control your mind and senses, Arjuna, and fix your focus on me. For me, you should work. It means determination in mode of goodness. That is what Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita 18, chapter 18.33 to 35 shloka. So determination everyone has, but in which mode? You have to see. And if somebody has no determination, then Prabhupada says like an animal, no determination. So negative determination is to do something wrong for oneself or others, and passionate determination means want to achieve something in this world, name, fame, and goodness means controlling mind and senses and wants to achieve some spiritual goal. That is a goodness. Okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, I was thinking Arjuna initially was not having determination, and later his determination became transcendental. Or we
But
will
no,
say,
Arjuna has a determination in mode of ignorance.
okay, it's
That
made
is
more.
that is also determination. I won't fight. मैं लड़ाई नहीं
Hmm.
करूंगा. That's why you see ना children also. I won't go to school. मुझे नहीं जाना है. मुझे ये चाहिए. मुझे ये चाहिए. मम्मा पापा मुझे दे दो. मुझे दे दो. नहीं दोगे तो मैं पढ़ाई नहीं करूंगा. ये नहीं करूंगा. वो क्या है? मोड ऑफ वो डिटर्मिनेशन ही है. बट मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस में है. वो रो रो
Hmm.
के आदमी बच्चा रोएगा, चिल्लाएगा, लेकिन कभी सोचेगा नहीं. तो ये इसको बोलते हैं डिटर्मिनेशन मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस. डिटर्मिनेशन मीन्स ही इज डिटरमाइंड टू गेट दैट थिंग. बट हाउ? विद लेमेंटेशन. मतलब उसको उस भैया को आया, मेरे को नहीं मिला. भाई को दे दिया, मेरे को नहीं दिया. मेरे को भी चाहिए, मेरे को भी चाहिए, मेरे को भी चाहिए. So he cannot get rid of his lamentation, fear, all these things. He wants to just want to have that. So therefore, we should give children. We cannot again, but we should again educate them how they can come out of such mode of ignorance determination. Otherwise, such kind of if we like children ask mobile दो, mobile दो, mobile दो. नहीं दोगे तो ना मैं खाऊंगा नहीं, मैं खाऊंगा नहीं, जब मैं बात नहीं करूंगा. है? तो वो गुस्से में रहते हैं. दिस इज अगेन मोड ऑफ डिटर्मिनेशन इन इग्नोरेंस. Okay, and when you send them for play outside, they will play, they will want to achieve something, they will again want to play and play for longer time. So they are happily playing and longer time. That is mode of passion determination. They don't want to come back to home. They want to achieve something वहाँ पे. They're not in lamentation or something fear. They want to just play. So we should again, so we should, so there is need of some passion, there is need of goodness, but surely ignorance should only be utilized only for sleeping. सोने के लिए यूज करना चाहिए, उसको और किसी काम के लिए यूज नहीं करना चाहिए. तो then we should train children, at least not too much stubborn. जिद्दी नहीं होना चाहिए. जिद्दी होके ये मांगो वो मांगो अच्छा नहीं है. At least they should go out and play. That is good. And they should do some yoga abhyas, going to temple, doing some good things, singing kirtan. That is again good things. They are again, it may cause determination in mode of goodness. वो भी अच्छा है. So we should educate them in that way. So we should see if children are too much stubborn, it means they're having too much ignorance. So we have to uplift them from ignorance. How? That is mentioned here. Vedic sound vibration. Through Vedic sound vibration, their senses will be enlivened. So we should chant the Bhagavad Gita shlokas. We should chant the Shrimad Bhagavatam shloka. They should hear. So Vedic sound should enter into their ears. They should be habituated to do prayers. They should be habituated to chant the holy name. They should be habituated to hear the kirtan, eat prasadam, so that their goodness will increase. And even after goodness is increasing or not increasing, or we are giving everything, but still they are into certain uh, habits, then such habits can be slowly, it can go away. So, but we should try to give these things. This is our duty. Keep giving these things, and certain problems can be practically also solved as per the need of situation, time. Chalo, we'll end here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.